Imagine being just a kid, but your voice is so powerful that world leaders stop and listen. This is the story of Zuriel Oduwole, a young girl from Los Angeles who traveled across continents, meeting presidents, mentoring girls, and using her camera to change the lives of thousands. From her first documentary to being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize at just 22, she proves that age is never a limit when passion meets purpose. Stay tuned, because you're about to witness how one determined girl is transforming the world. Watch till the end. Zuriel Oduwole was born in July 2002 in Los Angeles, California, to Nigerian and Mauritian parents. Her multicultural heritage instilled in her a deep appreciation for diverse cultures and a sense of responsibility towards global issues. At the age of 9, during a trip to Ghana, Zuriel witnessed firsthand the challenges faced by young girls who were unable to attend school. This experience profoundly impacted her, igniting a passion for advocating girls' education. Her journey into advocacy began with filmmaking. Zuriel produced a documentary titled The Ghana Revolution, which highlighted the importance of education and the stories of young girls striving for a better future. This project marked the beginning of her commitment to using media as a tool for social change. At just 10 years old, Zuriel was featured in Forbes magazine, recognizing her as a young voice for change. Her work continued to gain attention, leading to invitations to speak at various platforms and engage with global leaders. In 2013, she founded the initiative Dream Up, Speak Up, Stand Up, Dususu, aiming to empower girls through education and advocacy. The program focuses on providing filmmaking workshops to marginalized youth, enabling them to tell their stories and raise awareness about critical issues. Over the years, Zuriel has met with over 36 world leaders, including presidents and prime ministers, to discuss education, gender equality, and youth empowerment. Her dialogues have influenced policies and inspired actions towards improving educational access for girls globally. She has also contributed to international platforms such as the United Nations and UNESCO, addressing the impact of climate change on education and the importance of integrating youth voices in global decision-making processes. Through her documentaries and media engagements, Zuriel has showcased the potential of African youth and the transformative power of education. Her films have been screened in multiple countries, amplifying her message and inspiring others to take action. As Zuriel's influence expanded globally, she began to focus more intensely on creating tangible, sustainable change for girls' education, recognizing that advocacy alone was not enough without concrete actions that could transform communities. Her work was marked by a careful balance of passion, strategy, and innovation, and she devoted herself to understanding both the systemic and social barriers that prevented girls from accessing quality education. From an early age, she realized that the stories of young girls often went unheard, their struggles invisible in the eyes of policymakers and the international community. To address this, she continued her filmmaking, producing documentaries that highlighted these challenges while showcasing the resilience, creativity, and potential of African youth. Her films, such as The Ghana Revolution and A Promising Africa, became widely recognized not just as artistic works but as advocacy tools that could influence decision-makers. Screenings of her films were organized in schools, community centers, universities, and even international conferences, creating spaces where conversations about education, empowerment, and gender equality could take place. These films were often accompanied by workshops where young girls could learn to tell their own stories through filmmaking, photography, and other forms of media, giving them agency over their narratives. This approach was not simply about storytelling, it was about empowerment, giving young people the confidence to advocate for themselves and their peers while developing practical skills that could enhance their future opportunities. By the time she was in her mid-teens, Zuriel had met with over 36 world leaders, including presidents, prime ministers, and influential policymakers from Africa and beyond. These meetings were not ceremonial. She approached each interaction with research, preparation, and clarity, highlighting specific issues, suggesting actionable solutions, and emphasizing the urgency of investing in girls' education. Her effectiveness was remarkable for someone so young, earning her respect from leaders who might have otherwise dismissed her because of her age. Zuriel understood that sustainable change required partnerships and networks, so she worked to connect communities, organizations, and governments. Through initiatives like Dream Up, Speak Up, Stand Up, Dususu, she created programs that combined media literacy, leadership training, mentorship, and advocacy. Participants in her programs were trained to identify problems in their own communities and develop practical solutions, fostering a sense of ownership and agency. Many of these girls went on to launch their own projects, creating a ripple effect that extended Zuriel's impact far beyond what she could achieve alone. In addition to local and regional initiatives, Zuriel's advocacy reached international platforms. She was invited to speak at the United Nations, UNESCO, and other global summits, addressing issues ranging from girls' access to education and youth empowerment to climate change and its effect on educational opportunities. Her speeches were characterized by a balance of emotion and logic. She shared compelling personal stories and data-driven arguments, encouraging policymakers to take immediate, meaningful action. The effectiveness of her advocacy was further amplified by her engagement with media. Interviews on international news networks, features in prominent magazines, and online publications allowed her to reach a global audience, inspiring other young people and adults alike to contribute to social change. Her strategic use of media ensured that her message did not remain confined to elite spaces. Instead, it spread to grassroots communities, schools, and families who could directly benefit from her programs. Zuriel also had to navigate significant challenges. While her achievements were widely celebrated, she faced skepticism and sometimes outright dismissal from individuals who doubted a young girl could effect real change. Bureaucratic red tape, limited resources, and the complexities of operating across multiple countries added additional layers of difficulty. Yet, she remained resilient, viewing obstacles as opportunities to refine her methods and strengthen her advocacy. Her resilience inspired those around her, reinforcing the idea that persistence, intelligence, and dedication can overcome even the most entrenched barriers. Over time, her network of supporters grew to include educators, activists, journalists, government officials, and fellow youth leaders. She cultivated relationships with organizations that shared her vision, enabling collaborations that brought tangible improvements in education access, infrastructure, and policy reform. Zuriel emphasized that collaboration was essential. No single individual, no matter how passionate, could achieve systemic change alone. She also prioritized culturally sensitive approaches, understanding that solutions had to respect local traditions and contexts to be effective. By engaging with communities, listening to their needs, and incorporating their perspectives, she ensured that her programs were relevant, accepted, and sustainable. One of the hallmarks of Zuriel's work was her ability to combine inspiration with practical action. She inspired girls to dream bigger, think strategically, and act courageously, while simultaneously providing them with tools, mentorship, and resources to realize those dreams. Her approach demonstrated that empowerment is most effective when paired with concrete support and guidance. In her teen years, she was increasingly recognized as a global thought leader in youth advocacy and girls' education. Awards, nominations, and media attention brought visibility, but she remained focused on the mission rather than personal recognition. Her vision was clear: to ensure that every girl, regardless of her background, had the opportunity to access quality education, develop her skills, and contribute meaningfully to society. By the end of this period in her life, Zuriel had established a formidable presence on both local and international stages. Her work had directly impacted thousands of girls through workshops, mentorship programs, and community initiatives, and indirectly inspired millions worldwide through her speeches, films, and media engagements. Her combination of youthfulness, intellect, creativity, and unwavering commitment positioned her as a role model not only for young people but for adults, policymakers, and global leaders alike. Through her advocacy, Zuriel demonstrated that meaningful social change is possible when passion is paired with strategy, courage, and persistent action, leaving an enduring legacy that would continue to influence generations of young leaders across the globe. In early 2025, Zuriel Oduwole reached a milestone that many activists only dream of. She was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. At just 22 years old, this recognition was a testament to her years of tireless dedication to advocating for girls' education and empowering youth around the world. From a young age, she had devoted herself to ensuring that marginalized communities, particularly young girls, had access to education, mentorship, and opportunities to realize their potential. Her initiatives were not merely symbolic, they resulted in measurable changes, from the creation of educational programs in local communities to influencing policy discussions at the highest levels. Despite her youth, Zuriel had already met with dozens of world leaders, including presidents, prime ministers, and ministers of education, using these meetings to push for tangible reforms in education and gender equality. She understood that while advocacy was vital, systemic change required persistence, diplomacy, and the ability to bridge gaps between policymakers, communities, and young people themselves. Her journey was not without challenges. Skepticism often greeted her, as many doubted the influence of someone so young. Cultural norms in certain regions suggested that young voices were secondary or that they should wait their turn. Yet, Zuriel persisted, asserting that the perspectives of young people are not just relevant, they are essential, especially when designing solutions that will impact their future. She navigated bureaucratic hurdles, resource constraints, and logistical challenges, often working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure her programs were implemented effectively and reached those who needed them most. At the same time, she continued to expand the reach of her films and media projects, understanding that storytelling could bridge understanding between cultures, inspire action, and humanize the challenges faced by youth worldwide. Her documentaries highlighted not only the struggles but also the resilience and creativity of young girls and boys striving for education and opportunity, making her work a powerful advocacy tool in its own right. Through her foundation, Dream Up, Speak Up, Stand Up, Zuriel empowered thousands of young people, teaching them to tell their own stories, develop leadership skills, and advocate for themselves and their communities. These programs were tailored to be culturally sensitive, ensuring that the approaches she used resonated with local norms while still pushing for progress. By equipping youth with skills, confidence, and a platform, she created a ripple effect. Those she trained went on to lead initiatives of their own, multiplying the impact of her work across countries and communities. Her strategy combined vision with practical execution. She believed that empowering one person could influence a community, and empowering many could transform entire nations. This philosophy guided every project she undertook, from workshops and mentorship programs to policy advocacy and international speaking engagements. Recognition for her work came steadily, but she remained grounded and focused on her mission rather than accolades. She received numerous awards for youth leadership and advocacy, and international media frequently highlighted her achievements, yet Zuriel never let recognition define her. She maintained a disciplined routine, balancing travel, public speaking, program development, and personal growth, demonstrating that leadership requires both dedication and humility. Her story inspired countless young people to believe in the power of individual action and the importance of raising their voices. By demonstrating courage, persistence, and creativity, she showed that age is not a barrier to leadership and that young people are fully capable of shaping their own futures and contributing meaningfully to society. As 2025 unfolded, Zuriel continued to expand her initiatives globally, strengthening partnerships with educational institutions, non-profit organizations, and governments. She worked to ensure that girls, especially in marginalized communities, could access safe and quality education. At the same time, she focused on training youth in leadership, advocacy, and media skills, emphasizing that education is both a right and a tool for empowerment. Zuriel also became a mentor to other young activists, offering guidance and support while encouraging them to develop solutions tailored to their local contexts. Her influence reached not only through direct mentorship but also via global campaigns and media coverage that amplified her message to millions of people worldwide. In doing so, she created a new generation of socially conscious leaders who understood the power of education, advocacy, and storytelling in transforming lives and societies. Throughout all of this, Zuriel maintained her personal philosophy that real change is incremental but cumulative. Each workshop, each meeting with a leader, each film, and each story told contributed to a larger tapestry of progress. She often emphasized that hope and action are inseparable, encouraging others to take immediate steps in their own communities while keeping their eyes on long-term goals. Her life exemplified the synergy of vision, action, and resilience. In the face of societal doubt, logistical challenges, and the weight of global expectations, Zuriel remained steadfast in her purpose. Her Nobel Peace Prize nomination was not merely an honor, it symbolized the recognition that young, determined individuals could influence global discourse, reshape policies, and empower future generations. As she looked forward, she envisioned a world in which every girl, regardless of geography or circumstance, could access education and the opportunities that come with it, and where young people everywhere understood that their voices are valuable and powerful. Her ongoing commitment continues to inspire individuals and institutions alike, reinforcing the truth that one person's vision, combined with courage and perseverance, can truly transform the world. Subscribe my channel.